Alright, so number 6 says you're helping your friend out with some test corrections, and your friend did a problem, but they got it wrong on the test, so then you're having to explain to them, well, what their mistake was. If we're not sure just by looking at it right away, it's probably a good idea for us to just do it ourselves, and then we can, maybe figure out where they went wrong. So it's going to be the same deal here. We just need to, we just got a little mess here that we need to clean up. Just going to clean it up. We want to eliminate parentheses. So I see some parentheses, so let's do that. So that's always the first thing we're going to do. So let's take that 5, distribute, and then so we end up with 5y plus 10 is less than 3y plus 34. And then we just want to compare. This thing is acting crazy today. Go back. We just want to compare what they put and then see what we put and see if it matches up. So in this first step, let's compare what they have, what we have. They say 5y plus 10 less than 3y plus 34, which is exactly what we have. So, okay, looks like they're doing good so far. Next thing, what we want to do is we want to combine like terms. So if I'm looking at like terms in this case, I see that, well, I've got a y and a 10. That's not a like term. And actually, even visually, so I can separate this out. Let me put my kind of wall here. So y and a 10, that's not a like term. 3y and a 34, that's not a like term. So I cannot combine. So what I cannot do, and the reason why we put this wall up here, is that I can't do that. Because, see, I crossed over to the other side. So I can't say, oh, that's going to be 8y. Which, by the way, if I look over at what they did, oh, that's exactly what they did. So they thought they could combine 5y and 3y. Right, so and let's maybe go ahead and write that down. So they added, or let's use, it is adding, but let's use that word combine. So they combined 5y and 3y, but you can't do that. Since 5y and 3y are not on the same side. So that would be the mistake there, is that you can't combine 5y and 3y because they're not on the same side. Now, the second part of this question actually does want us to answer it correctly ourselves. So let me erase the mistake part of what I've got so far. And then let's finish solving it ourselves, and let's see what it should have been. So instead of combining 5y and 3y, what we should have done is picked up 3y and moved it to the other side, right? Because that's our last step, is to move variables to the same side. So what I should have done, what they should have done, is taken 3y. Well, the opposite of a positive 3y would be a minus 3y. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. So those cancel, and then we'll see what we have left over here. So we've got 2y plus 10 less than 34. So we can see that that's where they went wrong. They said 8y plus 10 less than 34. Well, no, it should have been 2y plus 10 less than 34. All right, so now it's cleaned up. So now we just need to get rid of this 10, move that guy over. So we get 2y less than 24. Divide both sides by 2. And we get y less than 12. Oh, hey, what about that whole switching the symbols thing? Well, did we multiply or divide by a negative? No, see, we divided by a positive. So it stays exactly the same. So we end up with y less than 12. All right, so see if you can figure out the mistake for number 6 on the right side. I will tell you on this one, I'll give you what the answer should be. The answer on this one should be y greater than negative 2. And if you get y less than negative 2 on this one, you need to go back and ask yourself, did you divide by a negative? So it should be y greater than negative 2. All right, so go ahead and stop here, and let's try number 6.